Good afternoon. We are here in our arrangement room, and today's video is going to be a little longer, hence why it is on YouTube and not on our Facebook page. I have received some questions and comments on a video we posted a couple months ago, and it was a video regarding payment being required up front at the time of arrangements with funeral homes, and that's how our funeral home operates. We do require payment prior to services. I did get a comment from a funeral director on that video, and I really appreciated this comment. I still appreciate it. Exactly 1 year ago, I had a double funeral of a husband and wife who died about 10 days apart, both out of state in Illinois and Ohio. My place is in Michigan. I knew the family for over 30 years, and I took their word and trusted them. I charged them $13,000 for both funerals and had $11,000 fixed cost in both funerals for 2 caskets, 2 vaults, 2 grave openings and closings, 2 different out-of-state funeral home fees for their services, and I had another service scheduled the day of their double funeral, so I had to rent a third hearse for that day to pay another funeral director. Oh, and I had to pay another funeral director to run the other funeral. I basically gave my friends that funeral at cost because most other firms would have charged $20,000 for the double funeral. This non-payment of the double funeral severely financially damaged me because a few months later I had to go get a new Portaboy and Dodge embalming machine, $9,000, because my previous machines needed emergency replacement. My compressor on my walk-in cooler went down, $5,000, brand new, 14 months old, out of warranty, and I need some roof repair, $4,000, and my summer property taxes of $17,000 came due. Now I'm just cold-hearted after that. My dad would always say, let me do a good job for you and then we will settle up later. You cannot do that anymore. No, you can't. I have found that the families that say, trust me, we'll get you paid, they're the ones that I can't trust and I don't get paid. When we initially purchased our funeral home, I was very flexible with families and I got burned. And it was really disappointing because I felt, obviously it wasn't the family's fault. It was my fault for allowing it. But I felt taken advantage of. People in the general public truly don't understand, maybe until now because we're educating, the costs involved in operating a funeral home. People will make comments to me about products that we order and they'll say, well, now try and justify your embalming charge of $1,050. That's what I charge for embalming because you just showed here that you only bought $200 worth of chemicals. Well, what about the prep room that I'm embalming in and the equipment that I need to embalm? What about my education? What about the knowledge that I need to have in order to embalm? I also have to pay rent here to operate a funeral home out of this facility. I pay to have a license. Myself, I pay for an establishment license, and I also pay for my supervisor's license. I have to do continuing education to keep my license, to keep someone here in our care until we can move forward with the cremation process. We need to keep them in refrigeration. It costs money to run our refrigerator. We have bills we got to pay. So there is so much overhead in this industry. I've also received some comments on that particular video too from people saying, do you offer financing? No, we do not. But if a family wants to go outside of our funeral home and obtain financing to pay for a funeral service, they're more than welcome to do that. But we do not do payment plans here at our funeral home. I also had someone comment, what are we supposed to do? If we don't have money, what are we supposed to do? How do you pay for the funeral services? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, but I know when we go to a restaurant to go eat, we have to pay our bill at the end of our meal. If we dine and dash, we're going to end up on the news later that night. And I don't know. We plan for all these great, extravagant events in life. One thing that is guaranteed is that we are all going to die one day. And why is funeral planning any different? Why is it suddenly our fault here at the funeral home that you don't have money to pay for your funeral services? And I know that might sound harsh. I'm being realistic with you though. I'm a straight shooter here. I'm not gonna, I can't say what I want to say on camera, but I'm not gonna beat around the bush with you. So I don't know what to tell you. These are things that we have to plan for in life, and we need to be prepared and not be irresponsible. But as far as, payment for services, whenever we go to get our nails done, go to the barber, we go to the dry cleaner, we go out to eat, you have to pay for services at the time those services are rendered. And the costs involved in putting a funeral together, ordering the casket, ordering the vault, getting the grave opened. I have a cemetery right down the street from me. They charge $2,200 to open up a grave for traditional burial. If a family doesn't pay me ahead of time and I pay for that grave opening and they run off and I don't get paid, I'm out $2,200. And I shouldn't be the one having to front those finances to get a funeral up and going. So I am in an area where, there's many funeral homes in our town. And at first I couldn't understand, oh my gosh, they require payment prior to services. It just seems so harsh. But I truly get it now. And it seems to be pretty standard for funeral homes across the board that they require payment at the time of arrangements. I heard a saying a long time ago, and it kind of resonates with me right now in talking about this, but failure to plan on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine. Why would you, as a car salesman, tell a family if they didn't have the money, you don't worry about it. I'll pay for your car. I'll put $25,000 down. I'll pay for your car and just get back with me and we'll figure out the money situation later. Would you do it? No. So why should we?